This is the story of how I created a biochemical weapon instead of a Ziploc bag. Now, please refrain from leaving "I bet it stunk good" comments. I have already received enough of those from people that know the story. But what you can do is leave a nonsense comment and subscribe. It really helps me out against the pesky YouTube algorithm. Now, if my voice sounds a little rough, I am sick as fuck right now, so I apologize in advance. This story begins at an ecchi anime convention. This is a pretty cool convention because everything is catered towards adults, and there are no whining children running around, Fortnite dancing, and skivity toilet or whatever the fuck the kids are doing these days. For the convention, I decided to cosplay my cat boy from PSO2. Wearing a bikini. A bikini that I wore from 2 p.m. Saturday to 4 a.m. Sunday the next day. Now, in literary terms, this is what we call foreshadowing. The convention hall had central cooling and free ice-cold water in every corner. Still, considering how many people attended, the fact that I was constantly walking around, and that the hotel in which I stayed in was about a 10-minute walk from the con, I was sweating. Not to the point that I was drenching, but to the point that said sweat collected in the swimsuit that I was wearing. At around 12 a.m., my friends and I left for a after party that was being hosted by one of the con attendees. The party was at a ranch. Some guys lit a fire, there was booze, food, party games, and the sheer humidity that being next to a lake brings. By the end of the night, I was really sweaty. I had spilled several drinks on myself and had that fire smoke smell. By the time that I got back to the hotel room, it was already about 5 a.m. and I was really tired. All I wanted to do was take a shower and go to sleep because the next day we had a very long trip back home. So I took off the bikini, took a shower, threw it inside a Ziploc bag, and threw the Ziploc bag in my backpack. When I got back home and I was unpacking, I just threw the Ziploc bag on top of my desk and I forgot about it. For 3 months. So when it's all bunched up in there, it doesn't really look like much, so I ignored it. So that's probably why it sat there for 3 months, right? So when the day came that I realized its contents, and I broke that plague-filled ampule open, and released that toxic cloud onto my room. 3 months of sweat, smoke, and alcohol fermenting inside that bag, I realized that I had unintentionally created a war crime inside a Ziploc bag. The smell that came from that bag was the most horrifying, putrid, nose-piercing thing I have ever smelled. It was truly disgusting. And so, as much as I wanted to throw it away, that thing cost me $40, right? And in this economy, it is illogical, it is stupid to throw away $40. So I sucked it up and I washed it in the safety of my ventilated garage. So moral of the story, and this ties back to my first video, don't procrastinate. That's it.